Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
Nino Brown Boxing. I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. So December 22nd, we have a card coming on. It's going to be, the main event is Jermell Charlo versus Willie Monroe. Co-main event is his brother Jermell Charlo versus Tony Harrison. I know we got Dominic Brazil on the card. We have Terrell Goucher on the card. And then we have two of the Russell brothers. The other Gary Russell and then the Antonio Russell as well. Shout out to them DMV guys. But I want to talk about, well, first thing, I feel that Jermell Charlo versus Tony Harrison should be the main event for the simple fact it's a tougher fight. I believe Willie Monroe will make it somewhat competitive against Jermell Charlo, but I've seen Willie Monroe on numerous occasions. He's a great boxer, but the guy, he hesitates on pulling the trigger. He not only hesitates on pulling the trigger, he has a very passive approach. And a lot of outboxers, slick crafty guys are passive, but he's passive all around. I'm trying to give a good example. Like Erislandy Lara, he's passive, but he's like more of a counterpuncher, outboxer, but he's in-your-face outboxer. You know what he's going to do, and it seemed like Willie Monroe, the way he moves about in the ring, he's very tentative on a lot of things. But I don't think that should be the main event. I know they flipped a coin. Jamal won. He the headliner. Got it. Now, I want to discuss this Jermell Charlo versus Tony Harrison fight. I feel like it's a tougher fight than what people are giving it credit for. I watched a number of Tony Harrison fights, and he's a very skilled boxer, very technical guy with some crack. Tony Harrison issue, and he said it himself, he has fatigue issues later on in fights, and it shows through his chin. Now, the only thing about this whole situation is, well, Tony Harrison being very open about what his flaws are. I respect that. Now, he's had multiple fights where he can improve it, and against Jarrett Hurd, his chin failed him again. But he may come prepared in his Jermell Charlo fight. Now, I made videos about it. Jermell Charlo seemed like he is extremely focused on Jarrett Hurd rather than being focused on Tony Harrison. A lot of people may have forgotten, but before Tony Harrison lost that 10-round fight to Willie Monroe, like, he was the guy. He was the guy coming in. I would compare him to like that Erickson Lubinstein. And he got knocked off because of his chin, because of his stamina issues. He says it's due to overtraining, but I mean, we'll see how that plays out against Jermell Charlo. But the whole thing for me is, assuming Tony Harrison comes prepared like he's supposed to, assuming Tony Harrison makes the changes that he needs to, I think Jermell Charlo needs to be dialed in 100% on Tony Harrison. Now, some people may say, oh, we know Jermell Charlo, he always shows up this, and that. But my thing is, you can't say that you're 100% focused on Tony Harrison when you're challenging you're challenging Jarrett Hurd. When Jermell Charlo's challenging Jarrett Hurd in the middle of the ring on a pay-per-view card in the same month that he has a fight. Now, the promotion is great. It was very entertaining. I appreciated it, but at the same time, Tony Harrison may look at it like he's being disrespected. That may be the extra motivation and the extra push that Harrison needs to do whatever that needs to be done to make him that much more focused in it. That could possibly be the difference maker in the fight. It could be the difference maker of him winning, even though I don't see that happening, or it can be the difference maker of it going to decision and him losing by a split decision or something like that. And some people may say, Jermell, he does his thing, and he does. He's a very exciting fighter. I like him a lot. But it seems like he's in competition with Jarrett Hurd. I mean, we saw that in the Austin Trout performance, and he didn't get that knockout. and we may even see it in this Tony Harrison fight. Now, the fight was today is December 5th. So the fight is what, like, I don't know. I don't feel like doing no math. It's about 16, 17 days away. A little over 2 weeks. It's a little over 2 weeks away. So the week after next, we'll be getting the press conference, the weigh-in, all the stuff leading up to the fight. And I just want to see how Jermell Charlo is talking in those interviews. I already know the media is going to have a bunch of questions about Jarrett Hurd. And the response that I honestly want from Jermell Charlo is, Tony Harrison is my opponent. I'm not overlooking him. You know, I said what I said about Jarrett Hurd on December 1st. But right now, it's fight week. And my main focus is Tony Harrison and getting him the fuck out of there. It should be plain and simple as that. And I feel like if he goes into detail any more than that, I know that he's bare minimum not 100% focused on Tony Harrison. And that should be motivation for Harrison. Now, the way I see the fight playing out, honestly, I see it playing out similar to the John Jackson fight. But instead of Tony Harrison getting caught because he did some bizarre shit and turn his back, I feel like later on in the fight, he's going to get caught. But the only question is, will he get up? That's the thing. And, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. That's December 2nd. Like, I'm definitely going to be tuning into that card. I mean, that's December 22nd. I'll definitely be tuning into that card. And, yeah, I'll be making some post-fight videos. I'll definitely drop some pre-fight predictions and see how I think it's going to end. I want to see some more videos of Tony Harrison in training camp to see how he's looking. I mean, the guy always comes in shape. He's a great boxer. He has some crack. And I honestly feel outside of Austin Trout technically didn't come off of a loss because I think he had like an 8-rounder or a 10-rounder prior to the Jermell Charlo fight. But considering the fact that Austin Trout, his last championship bout, he did lose, I feel like competition-wise and considering the situation, this will be his toughest fight today. That being Jermell Charlo. I feel like this Tony Harrison fight will be his toughest fight to date. And I don't think he needs to focus on Jarrett Hurd performance. I think Jermell Charlo needs to focus solely on himself. Don't worry about trying to impress people and get him out there early. He needs to have his best performance, get as many rounds in as possible, and work on whatever he feels that he needs to work on. But that's my take on it, guys. My next video about this topic will be my prediction video, unless something comes up in the weigh-in or the press conferences. We'll see. But Nino Brown Boxing, shout out to the LDBC, and I'm out.